But which is more critical, the ditching or the mowing? I'd say ditching probably, right? Or
With the mowing, I mean, the mowing, you gotta have it done by Labor Day.
And the excavator is drifting now, so I guess that decision's already made for you, isn't it?
Which I got 2 tractors running right now mowing, so.
But you're getting along all right with the crew you have.
Well, the only thing is bad is I can't keep 2 rollers behind that grader. That grader's slowing down now. That's the only thing. Instead of doing 2 miles a day, he's down to 1 mile with 1 roller.
Well, you're not gonna use the one roller anyway, right?
Right, but regardless, even if we never get a second roller, you're gonna be down to a mile and a quarter a day. That's all you're gonna be grading. Because you gotta wait on the brine truck plus the roller. The grader's gonna grade out to maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that grader's gonna stop. That roller's gonna catch up. And if we get a wet year, I'll never get over all these roads with the grade. We lost a week and a half 2 weeks ago because the brine truck was down for 9 days, or 8 days.
What was wrong with that?
The spring broke, shaft bolt, the sway bar bushings, and the rear end. That's going to be in there. It's about $1,400 bill assigned to me. So that's pretty much all I got.
I don't see the bill for the gravel.
It's right here. Came in late, so I did vouchers this morning. Rather than make several vendors wait, and one of them is a CHIPS thing anyway. So Lee needs that to get paperwork turned in, so.
Probably next month, just put it out there to you guys. I gotta get 8 tires for the 2 Western Stars. All right, so 16 tires for them for winter.
That's our 2 new trucks. Gotta have tires already.
The winter ones. The summer's on right now.
You assemble winters and summers for the other trucks, but those tires aren't suitable. They don't interchange or what?
Tom run his last year, all last summer, last winter, and all this summer. They're about shot. Chris's truck, the new one that we just got, I don't think they were the original tire that came in the truck with 35,000 miles on that truck. Them tires are beat.
Aren't they a different size than our old trucks anyway?
Oh, that's the story on that then. Well, we'll come to that next month, I guess.
So they're gonna be the recap ones that I got for the other trucks, $168 a piece. I'll fill that by you next month.
If you're looking for a third bidder for tires, we've always had good response from Saddam out of Perry.
So now, where am I?
We had a bill.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that tire.
Anything else, Lee?
I guess that's enough, I think.
There's no interest in this tab, police tab?
I think we kind of settled that last month.
You did?
Well, there was a motion without a second that should inform.
You should have won.
Should inform all and sundry the sentiments of the board.
So I guess basically what you're saying is you don't want a fifth man.
I think we can get along. You didn't, last winter, Lee, you said you could get along with a man in the winter, a fellow that had a medical thing. You would hope that he had scheduled his medical thing in the winter when you could get along without a man. Then
But
he didn't do that. He scheduled it in the summer,
Yep.
so you did get along without a man in the summer. So that tells me that it wasn't essential to have a man either time.
We got along with it for 6 weeks without him. But we had part-time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just throw something at you too. Okay? When the county needs us for shared service or something, we can do that. But when I ask the county to come here and say, we need an extra truck to oil stone, or we need Jeff to come and pick garbage up along the road, the welfare, we cannot get done without that fifth man, because it's budgeted for. Carl down in Can of Steel run into that problem. I won't be able to get part-time either.
I would tender this.
And I'm just saying, that the union's gonna probably come in and raise some hell about it.
The suggestion that you advertise and see what you get, not necessarily saying we gotta hire anybody. See what you get. If it's somebody that's top end, then we'll go from there.
I'd second that resolution.
I have a concern now that needs to be brought up, because we don't know what revenue we're gonna be getting from taxes. We don't know.
We did just find that out.
You did? What was it?
63,707 and some change.
What was it last year?
That's literally identical.
Okay, now as far as,
Was it sales tax or
Yes,
something?
it is.
now, how about the CHIPS money? CHIPS money, they're only guaranteeing 80% of that.
It's possible.
So.
That's for next year though.
I know, but it's still money that's not coming in.
But that's a wash.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I know.
80% of what we normally get, I'm at the 80%. I'm not assuming we're getting more than 80%. That's where I'm sitting right here.
That's fine, except that's work we need to do anyway.
And I understand.
So if we get 80%, that's what he goes by.
Then anything we need above that comes out of the general fund.
Correct.
Correct. So we're spending out of our general fund.
Well, he would cut back on what he does in highway probably. I mean, it wouldn't be
Yeah,
as
but
much
I
oil
mean,
and
you're
stone
not,
or
you're not,
whatever.
gonna- you're not gonna go out there and spend $35,000 in snow and oil 12 miles
Right.
at 80%.
I'm just saying, with the amount of money, how it's creeping down through all this COVID stuff, and we don't know all the logistics yet on what we're getting. Something's gotta give, a little bit.
Not that it makes any difference, but that's all we're getting paid for our mill, is 85% of what we produce. They'll take the rest of it because they are obligated to take the rest of it, but
But you're only getting money for 85%.
85% is what it's,
Yeah.
the top end is getting, and they'll, whatever they can,
And Lowell, you're having to make cuts, you can't run the same numbers if you're not getting the same money.
so you just cut where you had to.
But the cut's already being made for you.
Right.
And then we have money set aside here for a brand new truck. Do we need a brand new truck? Can we save some money by continuing getting newer used trucks to keep with your cycle? Instead of, because I think you told me in a text that the next Eaton truck was like 50 grand less than what we have down here. So where can we start saving money?
50 grand less, when was this?
I asked you what Eaton was asking for that next truck.
173,000.
Right.
That's 10,000 more than what we paid this year.
Yeah, but we have 200, hold on a second. We
We
had,
put 163 in machinery for this year.
but you were talking about buying a brand new truck.
$213,000.
Right, which would have been spread over 2 years,
Yeah.
so you'd have been back at basically 100, say 110 each year instead of the
So
163.
where I'm sitting right now, where are we gonna
Well, Eaton's,
save some money here instead of, you know,
Town of Eaton's on hold too.
yeah.
They're not selling no more
Well,
trucks.
I
They're not
just,
ordering,
I just
they're not
use
ordering no
them,
more.
I use those guys as an example, because we've had good luck with them for 2 years.
No, if they
I
had
mean,
the
there's
next
how
truck.
many towns in New York State?
Okay, so what I did here, now you think about something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw something out there. You had $163,000 for this truck, in 2016 Western Star,
Yeah.
correct? All right. The winter recovery money we got, I took $45,000 and put it on that truck and
Right.
bring it back into the town.
Because they
Right.
recommended that you spend it as soon as possible,
Correct.
else you might.
So that truck was 17,000
Mhm.
we paid Eaton, because I reimbursed 45,000 back in. I put it on the chips.
So where are we gonna start looking at saving money instead of just talking about spending? Obviously, maintenance is a no-brainer and keeping our present equipment up. But where can we save money? I see an obvious spot right now.
By cutting a man?
Yeah,
Okay, so which is going to affect what you do throughout the year.
well,
I mean, it's-
and then hire a temp as you need
You can't.
in certain periods of time.
I ain't gonna be able to, I don't think, because the union.
The union prevents you from hiring a temp?
What they're gonna look at, Dick, they're gonna look at how long have we had that fifth guy here as a full-time employee? Has it been 10 years? Has it been, I don't know how long it's been.
It's been all that.
13 years, 15 years, 20 years? I don't know. They're gonna look at that. And what they're saying right now, the fifth guy is budgeted for the rest of the year, okay? It's budgeted, they're gonna ask you guys, they're gonna ask me, they're gonna ask you guys, why can't the highway department have that fifth guy if it's budgeted? They're gonna have
Well, they
questions.
can
The
ask.
same reason the rest of us, yeah, COVID's here and things are different, you can't guarantee
Unprecedented,
income.
unprecedented.
Times are uncertain, that's right.
That's every time you call Association of Towns or talk to anyone up in Albany, the first thing they bring up is it's unprecedented times. It's like they're covered.
But I think once this election's over, the COVID's gonna be.
Well, maybe we can wait and see.
I just want to clarify, please, for the notes. So right at this point, I have the resolution going out that was, the motion made by Lowell and seconded by Gary, that we place an ad for a full-time MEO with the hold of an offer of employment until there's evaluation of candidates. That's where I've gotten. There was nothing else after that. I just
I
want to
don't
let you
think,
know.
I don't think Gary actually, he said he would agree to that, but he didn't.
Did you second it, Gary, or
I
no?
second it.
Well, did you make that a resolution,
Well,
Lowell, or you
I
just, were you
backed
just
up
talking?
when I thought he did, but I backed up and said that we could do.
Okay, so you want to, you don't want to do that resolution
We
then?
could do a,
Well, if we have no intent on hiring someone, it's not fair to the applicants to let them go through it and come in, and that's not right.
Well, if you're gonna interview some people, you're gonna come in, you say, I think this guy will work. Then where are we? We know nothing except what you tell us.
That's right.
Right.
So,
So I think we need to.
So Lowell, you back, we're going to take this out then?
okay.
Okay, I just want to clarify for
I
the
think here's one
record.
chance, one place that we can cut. There's certain things we can't cut. There's many things we can't cut. Price of diesel. Lots of things we have no control over. We do have control over our hiring levels. And I don't think, I read through the Teamsters agreement, and I didn't see anything in there that said that we had to maintain.
There isn't. You're right. There
is nothing that we have to maintain our manning level at any particular rate.
There isn't. There's nothing in there.
Okay, so as far as the union having any handle on this, of course they want. The union wants more all the time. More people, more dues money.
Yeah,
Any-
it equates to taxes.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's all just tax money that's flowing to them every month. You write a check to them, don't you? Low?
oh, that's a little,
Or down?
yeah, we do.
And Lee,
You can't tell here, man.
Lee,
You gotta tell.
have you ever seen, I think in the Red Book, there's something in there, I remember reading it, if a position has been created, you have to fill it. The only way you can get around that would be to advertise for a on-call. to get around the union. That way, if they were on call, you don't have to cover them with the insurance.
But the thing about on-call is if they have a full-time job, when they're gonna be available.
Right.
Well, in the past, and we have had some success having a summer worker, right? You did up until Mr. Crosby left for medical reasons. So to think that we can't have, in the future, a temporary summer worker, that's unreasonable. We have in the past, and we probably can in the future, especially now that unemployment is up. So there may be men that,
That's something, I'm okay with the temp, but I'm just saying it's something that I think probably, I think you're gonna get some feedback from the union. That's all. And so when that
we can
comes,
cross that bridge when we come to it.
just, yeah.
It's been a month, I would think, they might have responded something by now. They know that,
They had a temp here in a month. What do they got to bitch about?
right,
So,
I mean, this is about finding ways to save money for the town, is what it's about, okay? So,
it's fine with me, but I'm just
If you
saying,
wanna come up with
when,
more
when,
ideas,
when
we
we, if we have a hard winter this year, you're gonna be paying some overtime in truck, plow snow.
what's the difference in cost to the town from full-time to a temp?
Or you're not paying any insurance.
Yeah, the insurance,
If they
And
have,
the,
if they have family.
if they're a
Yeah,
family.
Pay any benefits.
the other big one is the state retirement. I don't know if they're in the state retirement, I assume, they're greedy, they want every last nickel.
One other potential from the pool too is, I believe that Steuben County is offering retirement programs to some of them that are close to retirement. So,
Hope so.
so you may be able to pick up either on-call or temp
Right.
if these retired guys want a little pocket change. I'm just saying that may be an option if you're hesitant to have somebody full-time. There may be a retiree out there that wants,
To jump up, if not for the COVID, you wouldn't be having this discussion. And to me, that just means when things settle back down, we can go back to 5 guys. But until then,
Or we can
Or you can
reevaluate.
reevaluate.
Yes, we
Correct.
can reevaluate.
yeah, I think that's everybody's concern, is like, we don't know what's coming down the pipe. And talk about that, this is a very conservative town and board, and that's okay. People understand that, I think.
All right, so right now, we're not gonna pursue the 5th man.
There's reason to not include that.
All right. Planning board.
I'm good.
Huh?
I'm all done.
Planning board.
I don't know.
Was there a planning board meeting last?
Not till September.
That's
So
right. I
it was
guess I did
announced
see that.
during July?
I will say that I've entertained 3 calls that were questions for the planning board, and I referred them to Jason and to,
Jake Buzzard?
yeah. I haven't heard any, I just.
Does Jason stop in to get mail? Is there mail for the
No,
planning
that's
board?
under my questions for the town clerk's report. I have several things that come through for planning board. One of them is from Schultz, a legal. So, first of all, I'll just tell you this now, but the towns and topics, nobody ever comes and gets them. I've sent a second email to AOT to have them delivered to everybody at their home addresses, and I've provided them with their home addresses. So that's part A. Part B is, how does the board want me to handle incoming mail for planning board that no one comes and picks up? Should I package it once a week and send it to Jason? I've had things over here now for 10 days, and it's a Schultz and Schultz.
Is it junk mail?
No, I mean, I'm assuming Schultz and Schultz is not junk
Well,
mail.
Schultz and Schultz, but that's a bit rare, isn't it? It's mostly.
No, but, you know, I get things, I'm just questioning, how do you
Well,
want me to
Jason's
handle
the
it?
chairman, so I assume he should,
Stop by and get the stuff.
he should stop by and get the stuff, but, I would say to make it unilateral, so you don't have to wait for somebody, or if he comes and you're not here, just put it in an envelope and send it to him.
Okay.
I think that's,
Do you have,
reasonable.
do you have concerns from town folks about things pertaining to the planning board that is just verbal, that you could write, that means that Jason should be?
What I do, these are folks that are calling about this last month, they were several subdivision questions.
Okay.
So they wanted to get on board with the planning board in a meeting scenario or as I said to them, I think sometimes if it's something that falls before they're due to meet, I knew that the planning board members sometimes would meet off their scheduled time to address a problem. That's why I just referred them to Jason.